What's good, guys? Akeal Senpai here. We are back with another video, and you guys see the title. You guys know what's up. 1+ years, or almost actually 1 year of doing intermittent fasting. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a big thumbs up, guys, and be sure to comment down below any other things you guys may want me to talk about, or any other challenges that I have done in my life, perhaps, and some other stories that you guys may want me to talk about. But anyways, guys, let's get into the video. Now, obviously, guys, I wasn't always intermittent fasting my whole life. In fact, growing up, this wasn't actually something that was seen as the norm. I've only started fasting very recently, and I believe it was about almost Thanksgiving a year ago. So that's why I'm saying this is almost a year ago. In about a week or two, this will be considered a year. But anyways, guys, so I knew about intermittent fasting for a very, very long time, guys, and it was something I always kept on telling myself, eventually I'm going to do it, eventually I'm going to do it, until I finally decided to do it before Thanksgiving, because I felt as if, if I'm going to eat a lot after, I'll be fine anyways. But that obviously didn't really matter at all, because your stomach can only hold so much, especially during a fasted state. Your stomach actually gets smaller. But with this being said, what made me initially do this in the first place? So for those that don't really know me personally watching this video, I've kind of gone through a whole transformation as far as my dieting and everything. Like in the last video, I talked about how I used to eat meat and everything, but now I'm more plant-based and everything. So this is one of the examples right here. So I didn't really become plant-based until January of this year, I believe, right? Yes, January this year, and that's because of a much bigger fast that I did called a Daniel fast, which I could talk about in another video, but in this one we're just going to be strictly talking about intermittent fasting. What essentially led me up to here is learning about alkaline dieting, and just doing a whole bunch of different challenges, whether it be cold showers or just a whole bunch of other self-help things that will help me become my greatest version, which is why I'm sharing it onto you guys, because I want to see you guys do great as well. And why not share you guys, some of this knowledge I've been blessed with, and just some of my experiences overall. But getting deeper into this, so I knew about this for a long time. I would always see YouTubers talk about it. I always see it in like articles, or I would see it on Instagram and all this other stuff. I thought it was just one of those fad diets, I think, kind of. Well, not really. I knew it always had like some huge benefit to it, but not on the scale as, like, let's say, taking a whole shower or anything like this. But I was completely wrong about this as I started to dive a little deeper into what intermittent fasting actually was and the huge benefits of it. I thought at first it was just initially you starving yourself, and you just you lose a lot of fat essentially. But it's a whole lot deeper than just this. When you intermittent fast, guys, what a lot of people don't know is you actually end up losing a lot of fat because of ketosis, but you actually end up gaining a lot of muscle mass as well if you guys are into fitness. And this is one of my, I guess, main excuses for not going into this a lot sooner, was because I didn't want to lose my I didn't want to lose my muscle mass. I didn't want to lose my gains essentially, and that's what kind of halted me. But after having my spiritual awakening, going through a whole bunch of other experiences and stuff, I said, you know what? I need to do something new right now to help me continue to become a much better version of myself, and that's exactly what I did. I decided to go intermittent fasting, and my original plan at the beginning was to do this only during the weekend. I thought intermittent fasting was going to be a lot harder than it really ended up being, and I set it up. I said, oh, I'm going to do this during the weekend. Eventually I'm going to incorporate it into Monday and Tuesday, etc. And then what ended up happening was, once the time came to go do it on the weekend, I did it for Friday, I did it for Saturday, did it for Sunday. When Monday came around and I did an intermittent fast, honestly, I was like, something is missing. Like, I really liked the way how I was feeling when I was fasting. So I'm gonna just keep on fasting from here on out, and that's why I've been doing it every day since. But not to say there hasn't been any struggles or any cons about this, especially if you guys are part of any groups or you guys travel a lot. There's bound to be some adversity when it comes to this, but a lot of it, honestly, when it comes to being hungry, while you're fasting, that kind of goes away real quick, honestly. That temptation really goes away really quick, especially for me, I feel. But you know, I feel like everybody that will get into fasting, that just becomes really normal. There's a lot of people already that already miss breakfast and stuff like in the morning, so I feel like it's not really that hard. And just to point out, I fast for 18 hours a day. So essentially, let's say if I stop eating around 10 or 11 p.m., I won't be able to eat till 3 or 4 that next day in the afternoon. So just keep that in mind. It's 18 to, I don't really remember, but so some other things I found countering like my whole idea, my mindset going into fasting, that this was going to be so hard, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges ever, is essentially I found out, excuse me, I almost burped, but essentially what I found out was when you guys fast, you actually have a heightened HGH, so you have a heightened human growth hormone, and you guys have heightened testosterone as well. So, you know, also another thing was I had the excuse that I was going to be very tired, or it was going to be hard for me to work out, or it was going to negatively affect me in school and stuff because I'm still in college and everything. And this is completely false, guys. I actually have a lot more energy when I'm fasting than when I'm not fasting, because you guys are all hyped up on all this testosterone, this HGH, and etc. And another thing that I found out was, you know, with these things in consideration, this is what actually helps you promote more muscle growth and helps you with just focus and everything as well. There's a lot more other things that go into this, but those are some of the primary things that I feel like a lot of athletes want to know, especially the fact that fasting, of course, helps you regenerate cells a lot quicker. So I didn't really understand until I looked into it, but when you guys stop fasting, your digestive system takes a break, and because of this, your digestive system and the rest of your body has a lot more time to use this energy to regenerate its cells. And not only this, but after you fast for long periods of time, so maybe 24 plus hours, you actually end up regenerating brain cells as well, and have other stem cells. So for a lot of people that inject stem cells, this is one of the best natural alternatives. Your body already creates stem cells, so try to get into fasting. And you know, just one of the other misconceptions about fasting is when you guys do this, don't break your fast on a bunch of junk food because you feel as though you're losing weight. Sure, you are losing a lot of fat, but do not break your fast on junk food or eat a bunch of junk food only when you guys are fasting, because when you do this, you got to think about it like this. When you're fasting, your body is regenerating itself. And when you just eat in general, your body's regenerating itself. But when you're fasting, this is very, very, very important, especially during your fasting period. So when you guys eat, let's say, a bunch of junk food, you guys all you eat is junk food, your body's essentially using that to regenerate cells. And you ever heard the saying, you are what you eat? So let's say if you eat a bunch of pizza, you eat a bunch of chips and all this other fried stuff and just a whole bunch of junk food, you'll essentially feel like a pizza. You feel like all this junk food. You feel like crap, pretty much. And it will just be a huge detriment and the opposite effect of what I'm literally saying right now, how I feel so much better and everything. And I was always aware, I was always conscious of what I was eating, especially in my adult life, I guess you can call it, or whatever. But you know, with just fasting, it really just helped overall. So with this, I haven't been sick really. You know, my allergies don't act up, especially since I'm having like other supplements like black seed oil, or I may have oregano oil, or take an apple cider vinegar tonic. That helps as well. But other than that, I just haven't been sick. I don't get sick anymore, and my allergies don't act up either. And not only this, but because my digestive system gets a break to, you know, redevelop itself and everything, I feel a lot better as far as that, because your digestive system is literally like a second brain and is responsible for so many other things. So if your gut microbiome is out of whack, essentially you have more fatigue, you'll probably have not as good intuition. It's just a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with it, honestly. And I believe I made a video about that before, but I can make a future one if you guys are interested. But other than that, guys, that's just about it. And you know, just some of the, I guess, the pros, a lot of the pros. I'm sure a lot of you guys came here for the pros, obviously. A lot of the pros to this are very, very dynamic. Maybe not as much at first, but as you start to do it for about a week or two, you really start to notice the big difference, especially if you guys are eating right along with it. So I've automatically had a lot more energy. Obviously, I started having, needing less caffeine. Obviously, I don't have to eat as much. It's just a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into it, because I was overeating, I felt like, just to try to make muscle mass and everything. But this helped me during my my plateau. I feel this helped me want me to push a little bit more, especially with having so much HGH and testosterone. And not only that, I lost a lot of body fat as well, which was another thing I was trying to do for so long, because I wanted to get more lean and have abs. And because I was able to do intermittent fasting, that obviously helped out with that a lot. And so if you guys are trying to lose a lot more fat, be sure you guys try out intermittent fasting for sure. I mean, again, it's just really, really lit. But other than that, guys, in conclusion, this was a very big change for me in my lifestyle overall, and it's definitely not going to stop here at all. There's a lot of other big fasts that I've done since I talked about the Daniel fast. It's like a whole month-long fast, but you're only eating fruits and vegetables around this time, so you're pretty much vegan. And I've done like a liquid diets and just all this other stuff. Honestly, I fasted for over 24 hours. I fasted for 3 days, and that was crazy. But overall, this isn't something I'm going to stop. I feel like a lot of you guys should probably try it out as well if you guys are trying to find some transformation in your life and just do something new. I mean, this has helped me out a lot personally, and I believe that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys are all having an amazing day. I'll see you guys later in the next video. I really do appreciate all the love and the support and helping this channel grow so much. You guys are amazing, and I love you guys infinitely, and you guys will have an amazing week ahead of you all. I thank you. Peace.